Speechless.
Wow.
Speechless.
Wow.
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 Wow. Oh, I mean, there's cinema experiences and then there's this, man. Oh, man. Listen, right off the bat, we want to tell you guys that there's going to be no spoilers in this review, okay?
No, it's not. It's an injustice to do that.
Absolutely, we're not going to ruin anyone's fun. We want all of you, the silver screen dudes, to have the same enjoyment that we've just had, and the enjoyment's quite high, as you can probably tell.
I have to swing a bat on this one and say this. We've had a 45-minute journey. We had dinner after the movie, so that's a long time.
And we're still
talking. We're still on that high.
Literally, just before we hit record.
Yeah, still on that high from this movie.
Unreal.
It's been a while since you've seen either of us on screen. Yeah, hopefully, listen to the podcast.
Yes.
But it's been a while since you've seen either of us, and this was had to be done. It had to be done. There was just because we don't review them, don't mean we don't watch them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was like, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. It needs to be done.
By doing this is how this review is going to work. This movie just hit us both on such a similar level. It worked for us both pretty much equally, I think it's safe to assume. So we're not going to do what we used to do when we did our duo reviews, which is you say what you like, I say what I like. Literally, we're going to make it very simple for you guys. He gets the good job, I get the shit job.
it's like, yeah.
I'm going to give you a quick synopsis, no spoilers I promise, of what the plot's about. AJ's going to go into everything that's great with this movie, no spoilers, and then I get the shit job and I say what was wrong with this movie, because no movie's perfect. Right, here's the synopsis. In case you didn't know, there's a big bad guy called Thanos coming from planet Titan. He's kind of been hinted at for the last 10 years. So if you're an MCU fan, you might have heard of him. And if you're a deep comic book fan like Exhibit A and B here, you've definitely heard of him. This is the culmination of 10 years of building up, of wondrous building up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The battle has finally come to Earth. Thanos has got the gauntlet on and he is assembling the Infinity Stones, and it's going to affect the heroes that we've come to love over the last 10 years. And I honestly, to go into any more detail than that, which I'm pretty much telling you guys what you're already expecting to see, expect more. But to go into any more detail than that, the slightest thing could give away spoilers in this movie. There's so much.
The only thing I would like to add,
please,
and it's not much because you've seen it in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
You mentioned it was brought to Earth. It goes in space. It goes all over.
It goes everywhere.
The war is everywhere. But it's a war.
It is an infinity war.
It goes to war.
The trailer makes it look like it's just Wakanda. It's a lot more than that. You're quite right.
Yeah.
But
I won't go
no
any
more than that. I don't even
refuse.
want to say where it happens. Even saying that.
I refuse to go any further than that. It's just trailers will show space, so I will say you got space. But it's a war.
But it's true, isn't it? Yeah. Literally, even giving the names away of where they go could be spoilers in this movie.
It's too much. It's too much to give away. And if you pay attention or you don't pay attention, I think that, put it this way, there are bits that I've forgotten along the way, and I'm like, oh, okay,
oh, yeah.
So there are elements of that, you know. What I briefly done as well, not fully, but I tried to catch a few of the movies in the build-up of this 10 years, and it was a beauty. It was a beauty. I can't complain at the near finishing line. The near finishing line is what I'll call it. We all know that it was meant to be Infinity War 1 and 2. No. I'm just saying. No more. By name. By name.
I know, but don't even go into that detail.
So I'm just saying.
Honestly, don't even go into that.
Yeah.
But the MCU has come legitimately full circle. What did you like about the movie, AJ? And this applies to both.
What didn't I like? From the absolute beginning, you have that opening credit, the Marvel scene that we always have with that music to dun 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 dun, and you're like, right, let's go for it. That touches you. You're immersed instantly in this, right? Instantly. Yeah, you've got the title, but that's as much as I'm going to go for. I'm not saying any more.
Yeah.
It builds you, it grabs you, it takes you like, okay, this is going on. And what I love is, let's remember, this is a universe. This is 10 years of a universe, and you get that direct continuity of all that has happened. Yes. Anything that you have seen before, it's right, we're there. And it kicks off with, you've been waiting 10 years, so let's give it to you straight off.
No pissing around.
Let's give it to you. You want it? Here's the action. Here it is. The action is there. And that's what I love. It has that you've waited for it, you've got it. I also love the fact that we've all had different theories. You may have guessed it. Everyone has an individual theory. Some I got, some I didn't get, and that's what I loved. It had yeah. Congratulations to you. I'm not knocking it. I'm not taking it away from you. But it was like there's so many theories you can have. I got some I wanted to see. I dreamed of seeing. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved. There was so much about it, and it was you put it this way. There are films that come and it's like here's the big bad, and it's like really, there is no disappointment.
E.g. other Marvel movies. Not the case here.
No, it's just, hey, comic book movie in itself. You could go DC on that as well. Like here, you've heard of a big bad coming. It's 10 years in like this. And the thing about Thanos, which is really interesting, is that he's not been seen that much, but you know he's coming.
You felt he was coming.
If you pay attention, you do your post credits like, who's this guy? If you don't know, then it's like, okay, this is Thanos, and it's there, and he's in Guardians, and he's briefly seen here, he's briefly seen there. I'm here now. I said I'm gonna be here. I am here.
To fuck shit up.
And that was it. It was like, we're gonna raise hell right now. And that is what got to me. This is where it's like, this is the movie.
Yeah.
And more than anything, people are wondering, there are quotes out there, I'm not gonna bash anyone, where does Marvel go? I can't wait for the Marvel phase to go to its end.
James Cameron.
Boom, it spun on its axis. The whole universe of 10 years, what you think you knew, what you predict, it means nothing.
Yeah.
We're in a new era.
Yeah.
We are in a new era. This is it. We built it up, boom, we're here now. That's what I loved about the film. And the set pieces were beautiful as well, man. It's so, everything you look at, it's a beauty. It's a beauty. You appreciate every moment that you see. There's nothing like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. There are parts, okay, you may not agree with, but it's a beauty from start to finish. And what I would love to say, final point, I've never left a cinema feeling like this, like
right.
and the cinema. We weren't alone. We weren't alone. It was one of those. Whoa. Okay. Wow. Yeah. That's me. That's the thumbs up.
Just before I get into the shit job, but just saying what was wrong with the movie, if I could add just one or two things to that. The biggest worry I feel a lot of fans, not necessarily comic fans, but film fans, movie buffs had about this movie, too much going on, too many characters. Against all odds, they have managed to get all the characters to work together seamlessly. It's one thing getting 5 or 6 or even 7 characters to work in the last few Avengers movies. There was like 20 odd characters that needed servicing in this movie. They all get given good screen time. There's not like one character who gets sacrificed for the sake of the others. It's bang, bang, bang. All of them are given their dues.
All of your favourites. You won't be disappointed that your favourite didn't get his time. There's no one who'd be like, oh, but they've done an Injustice 2. No, everyone.
They've all got a big moment. My personal worry going into it is that there was, as well as all the characters that they already had that they had to service, was introducing Thanos, making him legitimate, and oh my god, did they do that? But giving the children of Thanos, Corvus Glaive, Ebony Maw, Proxima Midnight, and Supergiant their due. Against all odds, they managed to do that too. All the villains in this movie were really holy shit. They really get given their screen time.
Everyone has.
This is a force that the Avengers have never had to deal with. We know that going into the movie, but when you see it come to life, you're speechless. Yeah, absolutely speechless. This movie just works on so many levels, and again, I know this all sounds a bit vague, but I don't want to go into detail on it.
If we go any further,
the slightest thing would ruin it for you. It's that good that we don't want to spoil even a minutiae of detail for you.
I think the experience that we've witnessed and experienced, you deserve it. It would be a discredit to the film to go any further and spoil anything. Oh, yes, or no, it's not. It's not fair.
However,
it's not fair on you.
No movie's perfect.
Agreed.
Although this was not far.
Agreed.
There is the main gripe I've got with it, is that, for me personally, it's actually a positive, because they go deep into comic book lore in this one. It's deep. This is sweaty, geeky goodness, alright? If you're a passive fan, of which we had 2 with us tonight, so the proof's actually in the pudding, it doesn't necessarily bring the passive fans in. So if you started watching the MCU on sort of Doctor Strange or Black Panther, you'll enjoy this. You'll definitely get a bigger enjoyment if you've been watching it from the beginning. But that's ultimately what this movie set out to do. So it knows who its audience is and it targets them. It doesn't alienate the other audiences, but it doesn't necessarily make it super easy for one to just jump in. So I guess, objectively speaking, as a movie unto itself, that's negative. Also, the action starts at such a breakneck pace. Now, ultimately, once the action's had its role at the beginning, in the opening 20-30 minutes are like a motherfucking roller coaster. They really are. You need a bit of narrative thrown in. Now, when the narrative kicks in, it breaks up the story, I'd actually say quite violently. Because you've got some characters who are over here. So remember AJ said at the beginning, they're a bit all over the place in this movie, and rightfully so. This is a war that spans planets, galaxies, and countries. So it's a little bit all over the place with the characters that we know and love, and that does slow down the action a bit, but then it picks up at the end, and it gives you the mother of all endings. No spoiler, I'll just say...
I can't top it. I think, again, some of what could be cast as a weakness there helps, because as you mentioned in the positives was the spread to give everyone their time.
Yeah.
It then it will take a bit of a slow, you know, you decrease the speed a bit, but just because you've shifted gears doesn't mean you lost anyone.
No, absolutely not.
And you know,
and by lost anyone, we don't mean die or didn't die. We mean as an audience.
Like, as an audience, yeah, you haven't lost anyone as an audience, and I think that was key. And it's one of those things that you don't, as you said, it's not necessarily you have to
Yeah.
You need to understand that there are Infinity Stones, and it's happened throughout the films.
Yes,
that part is there.
Yes,
but you will still be like, okay, I may have missed
Didn't see that
Do you know what I think it will do to anyone who, as you said, from Doctor Strange onwards? I think it gives you I need to go back.
Yeah.
I need to go back. And this is I think my closing part is, Marvel, congratulations in the fact that this is 10 years in the making. And you make people want to be a part of it. You really made everyone, if you were a part of it from the beginning, you are very happy at what you're seeing now.
Well done.
If you haven't, you want to go back. I know for a fact you're like, this is more. And even going back to your point with the casuals, the casual fans have a high rating. Yeah. When we asked them, it wasn't a low rating. So
no, absolutely
not. It does
not.
definitely bring you in.
So I guess what's your rating then for this movie, AJ?
You know what? I've toyed, and the toy is between 9.5 and 9. Screw it, 9.5. 9.5. Nice. Yeah. I don't want to discredit it. It has flaws, so it can't be perfect. But they are very, very, very minor.
Yeah.
Some would even say I'm being too harsh, taking off the 0.5.
I wouldn't. I'm going to score this movie 9 out of 10. And that is, for me, you guys know me, I don't give 10s out like they're candy. I think this movie is a masterpiece of accomplishment. Not
Marvel.
Of Marvel. It is a Marvel masterpiece. Not a movie masterpiece, because ultimately it still has to work within the parameters of being a comic book movie. But for someone who loves comic book movies and appreciates them, right here, it's up there with one of my favourite now. This movie could have gone so very, very wrong. They could have taken the easy route. They could have taken easy decisions. They could have taken the lazy way out. And it could very easily have ended with audiences leaving the cinema going, yeah, sure, fun, but really 10 years for that?
It's got edge.
Just not the case. The only thing I would potentially criticise it for, which I've touched on already, tiny bit of laggy pacing in the middle, but I still believe there's an argument to be made that was necessary. The comeuppance at the end is one that literally, I can't remember the last time it's left the cinema breathless like that. You don't expect it. Marvel have been ballsy with their decisions here. They've thought outside the box. They've been highly creative. For those of you who know the comic book lore, you'll see lots of different stories at play here, and it's just a very, very clever piece of collaborative work from a number of talented actors, directors, and our Lord and Saviour Kevin Feige at the head. And if he wanted to send a tweet out to DC at this stage, and by the way, both of us love DC also, not the DCU, DC the brand, this is where you'd say, stop.
We said it on the train.
You said it, and I'm paraphrasing you.
Put your pen down.
Just stop.
Just stop.
You can't outdo this
I didn't want to discredit DC in any
Love
way.
DC. Love DC. We're not Marvel boys. DC. We're superhero boys.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and it's like, guys, you stop. You've confused your audience already. You've been getting panned. And right now,
yeah. Swing and a miss.
Yeah. No, this one
was not, so this is a home run.
It's knocked the ball out of the park.
Yeah.
It has knocked the ball right out of the park.
This was such a difficult movie to put together, and they've done it. Marvel, well done. Thank you for the greatest 10 years of a universe that you could have made. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Can I just add to that? We say thank you as if it's the end. This thank you has you like, I want more.
Oh, I want more. We all want more.
Where is this going? That is what it is. So it's 10 years
Let the
plus.
fan theories commence.
Yeah, indeed. So
let's wrap it up a little bit now, guys. The reason we haven't been around for a while, as AJ said at the beginning, we are doing a podcast now. The link to that is in our main link on our YouTube channel. You can also find us on iTunes. Just search for the movie Mount Rushmore. We do weekly podcasts there. We will do reviews again, but we've decided that the podcast is going to take more of a front seat at this stage. So please follow us over there. You love the silver screen dudes. These two guys right here.
We are here.
Join us on iTunes. We are still there. We will get reviews out for the big blockbusters because we ultimately know that's what you guys want to talk to us about. Indie movies, yeah, if we have the time, cool. If not, you know, we'll still see all the movies. We'll stay educated so we can deliver our top 10 podcasts to you. And we're also doing a lot of prizes and giveaways on Instagram. We've got about 2,000 followers on there, so please check out Silver Screen Dudes on Instagram and Movie Mount Rushmore on iTunes. AJ, wrap it up.
Guys, everything he said is the absolute truth. We haven't seen us, but we are working on bigger and better. When we come back, we will come. Well, we're not gone. So when you see it, we're coming back bigger and better each time. But until the next time, I do thank you for everything. Keep your subscriptions going on iTunes and YouTube right here, because we're out to entertain always. Edutain as it is. That's what we are. We hashtag edutain out here, and a hashtag wow as well. Don't think I forgot that one. But until the next time, whether it's you're listening or watching, I am the one AJ Anthony Jordan.
I'm Nico Lero. See ya.